Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the newest episode of the Theater Enthusiast podcast. I am very excited to welcome our next guest. They are a current performer. That's not how I wanted to say that, but that's how it came out of my mouth. They are currently in the Broadway production of & Juliet. They are also known as a Korean trailblazer on Broadway. And what's really cool is they also wrote their first book, The Rule of Five Journal, which I'm really excited to talk to them about. And I told them how excited I was to talk about it before we even started. I'm very excited to welcome Joomin Hwang to the podcast. Hello.
Hi.
Welcome to the podcast. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm really, really excited to be in the podcast. Thank you for having me.
Of
I'm
course.
I'm actually really excited to share my journey. I think my journey is pretty unique, and I think it's like
Yeah.
fun to share with people.
Yeah, because like as we discussed before we started speaking, like what I like about my podcast is talking to different performers about their journeys to where they started to where they are now, because everybody's journey to where they are is so different from everybody else. And you were born and bred from South Korea, and you didn't move here until you were, not to age you, even though I did age you when we started talking. Um, you moved to the US when you were 29, and
That's right.
you're speaking English. And when you moved here, you didn't speak any English at all. Do you want to talk a little bit more about that?
Yeah. Well, maybe I should talk about how and why I came here.
Yes. So
Right.
you started as a backup break dancer or a backup,
Breakdancer.
yes, break
So
dancer.
I grew up as a breakdancer.
Mhm.
I started when I was like 12, and around like when I was 20, I was going around the world competing battles, and it was like really fun experience for me. But there's something that I was hungry for that I didn't know. But in 2007, I was in London doing a show called Breakout, and one of our day off, I watched Billy Elliot, and I watched it, and I just so blown away by the show because breakdancing is like you train for a while and you go battles and you either win or lose. I mean, don't get me wrong. In the battle scene, the energy is just like it's indescribable. It's so cool and whoever do something crazy and like really cool. Just everybody's like going crazy, like "Ah!" It's like it's really cool. But I feel like there's something more for me. I felt like, and then when I watched Billy Elliot, I saw whole life on the stage.
Mhm.
Like there's anger, like happiness, and singing, dancing, act. Everything is on there. I was like, wow, I want to do this. I really want to do this. And when Billy is flying in electricity,
Mhm.
my time stopped. It like I was like, wow. It was like I cannot forget that moment. It was so vivid in my image, in my head. Yeah, and I came back to Korea. Started. That was like when I was 23.
Mhm.
Started really late, right? And I started how to seeing how to act, but I wasn't very good at it. It took me really, really long time. It took me 5 years to get in a music school. I studied in classical vocal 2 years in Korea, and one of like a like randomly, my professor asked me, Julian, do you want to go to Broadway? You should just try out Broadway. And I was like, what? What? That sounds crazy. And she saw me always watching like Broadway clips, West End clips. But since I watched Billy Elliot, I was always watching like those clips
Mhm.
to like motivate myself. And she saw me watching those, and she's like, "Yeah, there's a sister school you can go to, and you don't have to have English school now. You can learn English there, and you can kind of like take it as a stepping stone to try it Broadway." And I was like, that was when I was 29, right? And I was like, I don't know, I'm kind of old, and like, like Broadway is kind of too big of a dream that I could dream. when I was in Korea, right? It's like half global way,
Yeah.
and like I don't speak English and the whole thing. And she was like, "Well, you don't have to make it. Just just go and just try and learn learn from it, and then take all the experience. And it'll be a great soil for artistry." And I was like, "Oh, that's yeah. If I don't have to make it, and if I can experience all those, and I can maybe possibly teach some like future stars in Korea, it could
Hmm.
work."
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was like, okay, and so I kind of packed all my stuff in 3 months and I came here.
Yeah. So was the University of Wisconsin the sister school to the school you were?
Yes,
Yeah.
it
How was
was
that experience, that whole experience for
so.
you going from Korea to, I mean, not to like put Wisconsin down, but like, you don't really think of like Wisconsin when you want to like come to America for the first time, you know?
Right. Like I was watching a lot of American college movies,
Mm,
partying, like like,
yeah.
and I kind of like, okay, so this is U.S. college. I think I'm gonna have so much fun. Um, and here I was in Wisconsin. I mean, I probably there were parties going on, but because I didn't speak English, it was just so hard for me to get invited. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
you have to be cool to be invited with those parties, and also the moment I landed and first couple weeks when I was in school, I thought it was like, okay, well, I can learn English and like this is gonna be a really fun experience. But then like in 3 months, I almost barely spoke any English, like barely had conversation with people, right? I became like I felt like I was getting smaller. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I became. It's interesting that I always like kind of like describe this experience as like I was exist as an observer
Hmm.
for a year because it took me almost like a year to like kind of like speak and then get into conversations here and there. Um, so I feel like I was here, but I wasn't here at the same time,
Yeah.
if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, it
I
does.
was like weird guy trying to like, cause I want to be liked by
Mhm.
people. I'm just smiling around, like, but then don't speak anything, just like trying to listen to what they're saying. It's like if you don't know me, like it's weird, right? It's like you're just smiling and then don't speak anything and just like hanging around, like, um, yeah, it was just like that first year. I would say was the hardest year in my life, one of the hardest year in my life, because like think about it, when you're 29, you kind of built your life,
Mhm.
right? But then you kind of like start from scratch, really, really scratch. Like
Yeah.
you are like different country, you don't speak the language, you don't have any friends. You really, really start from the scratch, and like that experience really humbled me, like really, really humbled me, and also like really I think I practiced my um, mental health, like mental um, resilience
Hmm.
from that period. I almost like I the first winter break, um, I really like seriously kind of like thinking about should I go back to Korea or not, because I was in the like year-end party with international students. It was like kind of like everyone has kind of going through similar problems. Like they can kind of talk, but then they can't.
Hmm.
And I felt like I was surrounded by a lot of people, but I wasn't connected to anyone.
Hmm.
And like I was kind of scared that how long this will last. Will I ever be able to make friends like this? Um, yeah. So, um, And then at the party, I was like, well, it's either way. I'm going back, or I'm like gonna study English like a crazy person. Um, so I that was like right after midnight, and I came back to my dorm, walking. It was like snowing, of course, it's in Wisconsin. And then I started studying English like a crazy person from
I feel
that
like that's kind of a scene out
day.
of a movie. Like I decided at this party I'm gonna learn English and I'm walking home to my dorm room and it's snowing. And that's when the light bulb went off and I immediately went to
Yeah,
my desk and opened my book and
I was like,
started learning English.
yeah, it's
It's
kind of
literally, I can like
cinematic. Yeah,
envision the whole like sequence in my head right now.
yeah, it's pretty cinematic. Yeah, and I
Yeah.
was like really kind of angry, frustrated, but then I was like using that to like study hard. I was, yeah, yeah.
Your whole experience right now that you're talking about just brought up in my head this video of you singing Waving Through a Window in Korean.
Oh yeah.
So I just feel like that's kind of like a nice little, oh my God, what's the word for it? Like a little through line of you like telling the
Mm,
story and what that song represents, and then you performing
right.
it in Korean.
Anybody's waving.
Yeah.
Anybody waving? Yeah.
I even like made a note of it when you were talking. I was like, I need to mention that because it's kind of like a nice little thing.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
I really like that video. Yeah.
Yeah.
How it came out.
So what were the steps and how did you start learning English? Did you have any tutors? Did you do it on your own? Did you just like do Rosetta Stone or what's the other app that I haven't used in like over a
Duolingo.
year?
No, no.
Yes, I haven't touched in like over a year at this point.
So I was like trying to do more, trying to find more curriculum that I could do.
Hmm.
So, other than that, English class. So my day back then was like 10 to 6 p.m. English classes,
Wow.
6 to like 6 to I usually I because I also had to do some like major like music major classes,
Hmm.
and then have to do juries, like have to like sing in front of people. So I have to sing after that 6 p.m. Do the homework, sing. So like
Were you also singing in English? What were you singing?
I was singing English, Italian, French, German.
Oh, wow.
Um, that's what classical vocal
Yeah.
uh, they're doing. So like I usually stayed in like a practice room.
Hmm.
After that moment, after I was angry, I stayed there until the security comes down. Like, hey, you have to go home. That's usually like 1 a.m. ish. Like my day was 10 to 6, and then like I have dinner, and like 7 to like 1 a.m. homework practice. Um, yeah, and then outside of that, I was trying to find like how to improve my pronunciation, because that's one of the things that I was like, in order to become an actor, I need to speak
Hmm.
like English accent without an accent. So I went to like pathology um, class, and so there's students who are learning the pathology,
Hmm.
and they're kind of like uh, trying that out to students, international students. So they were like a program that they're kind of matching to international students to American students. So
Hmm.
I took one of those classes. Um, it was really helpful, but I think my brain wasn't ready to grasp all the knowledge,
Yeah.
because I was just like, there's just so much information for me to learn.
Hmm.
But there was a great, great foundation later on for me to like, oh, like you know, take this light bulbs up, like, oh my God, there was this, there was that, there was this, yeah. And just I tried everything I could do, like try to learn words and like try to cram everything into my brain, like just everything possible. And then after I graduated and I came here and I had to, start working, because I wasn't just working on Broadway right away.
Hmm.
I was working in a Korean restaurant, flipping Korean barbecue, like I was taking like accent introduction classes, but New York is so expensive. Like I wanted to kind of like learn from like good teachers so I can save time, but then like that means you have to pay good amount of money. Back then, the rate was $165 an hour, and it was pretty expensive, right? And I was just like constantly battling between like to pay rent here, but also learn the English so I can work a better job. Also going to like auditions, all the stuff, and yeah. But what really helped me was IPA,
Hmm.
like International Phonetic Alphabet. It's
Hmm.
there's like a it's like an alphabet, but it
Hmm.
indicates how you phonate a word.
Yeah.
That really helps me uh, kind of clarify the pronunciation. Yeah, I'm still learning. I'm still like reading books out loud for every single day for like in the backstage when I'm doing the show. I'm reading books out loud.
Yeah.
And it's been 3 years, and I'm still not there yet. I feel like, but I'm getting close. But I'm still not there yet. So it's been like how many years? 12, 13 years, and
Hmm.
the journey keeps going, right?
Yeah.
Um,
Well,
it's just
that's with any artist, with anything, you never stop learning and you always want to get better and improve. But do you read Shakespeare out loud? Has that helped with anything? Even though
I've
it's a
not
different type of English, but
right.
yeah.
I've not taken any classes for Shakespeare,
Hmm.
so maybe I should take classes for Shakespeare.
I mean, you are
Um,
an Anne Juliet. You should give it a try.
yes. um, yeah, because
Aren't
people
you
say
playing, wait, you're Kempy, right? I hope I'm pronouncing correct.
camp.
Kemp and Will Kemp was a very famous actor during Shakespeare's time. So give it a shot. Why not?
Yeah, yeah, maybe that's. I'm like, I have so many classes I'm taking, so I can, yeah, I can take classes.
I know
Why not?
someone. We'll talk after.
Okay, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
she's awesome.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, okay, cool. Well, one thing I've noticed, I don't know, this is a kind of like side talk, but English, I think re recently,
Hmm.
what I realized was, you know, people who learn a language, like whatever language later,
Hmm.
it's hard to really get the pronunciation right, right?
I'm nodding my
Because I
head so
think,
hard right now. Yes.
yeah, because the it's kind of, I'm gonna just explain from my experience.
Yeah, please.
Because you try to, in your head, what you try to control to make it better, right?
Hmm.
And then your muscles are working really hard, but there is like tension.
Hmm.
When we always hear like you have to release,
Hmm.
but that's so hard because you're not controlling enough. Then if you release it, am I doing it right? Right?
Hmm.
It's just like so a kind of opposite concept that you have to like constantly battle between, right?
Hmm.
But I'm not controlling. But if I release it right now, it's gonna is it gonna be better? Like, but then um, it's so interesting that after I reading things out loud and realize what language, where what, why it's exists is for conversation, right? It's
Hmm.
not meant to talk to myself. It meant to talk to a person,
Hmm.
right? So in that base, it's not meant to just like just like pronouncing it to get it right. It's it's to like deliver my thought to other person. So like just having that distance, adding that to my head, it's been helping me a lot. I don't know, it's kind of weird that because like when I'm practicing it, I'm constantly checking my sound
Hmm.
in my head. Is this
Yeah.
right? And it's not right. It's not right. It's not right. It's not right until I get it right. Um, so recently I kind of like let go of like whatever. I don't know. Let's see what's gonna happen. And then
Mhm.
I have this like sensation about it's kind of like delayed control. I don't know. It's out there, but then I'm not controlling right now, but then I have it's almost like you hearing your echo and then you adjust here to hear your echo again. Does that make sense?
It does. Do you think your book, The Rule of Five Journal, has helped you with you feeling this way and practicing your English and learning this language?
Um, yes, I think since I'm been doing that journal,
Hmm.
I think my way of thinking changed. I think
Hmm.
really, and I'm more mm, well analytic. Also, mm, I think I'm solving problem
Hmm.
with very constructive structure.
Yeah.
I think back then when I was not using this kind of structure,
Hmm.
I was just trying to like see what sticks.
Yeah.
But then, especially five whys I'm using, um, you keep asking questions. What is your problem? And then why is that your problem? And then you answer that question. And then you answer again why I answered that question, right?
Hmm.
And you just like keep going under layers, and then
Hmm.
you go into the root problem. And this has been really helping me to kind of like get a big picture of what I am trying to solve right now.
Yeah. And do you
Yeah,
think it's also kind of giving yourself a break and not being so hard on yourself in that
right, right.
regard? Yeah.
Yeah, it gives you like permission to have a little bit of distance. Like it's kind of it gives you a little bit of distance to look
Hmm.
at a problem rather than like it's right on me. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
And that distance kind of gives you a little bit of grace of thinking. Like,
Hmm.
oh, okay, let me just think about this rather than like, oh my God, I need to solve this problem right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess we can start talking about your book now, and then we'll get into your career because I feel like it's a good transition. So in your intro, you talked about how you kind of started on this journey with kind of not even writing the journal for everyone, but just for yourself. You were going through a personal change in your life, and you kind of needed to figure out and start, in your head, get yourself together, I guess you could say. So, do you
Yes.
want to talk a little bit about more of how you just started this journey and how the book was kind of born out of it?
Yes. Yes. I would love to. So this kind of could be personal, but I think it's important to share. In 2023, through 2023 and 2024, I was going through a divorce, and that's one of the another hardest thing I have done because I was married for 9 years. It was like a long time. It wasn't like we just like realized we grew differently, and then what we want is like our picture and the vision in the future is different. I mean, like I cannot give up on my job to be 9 to 5 to
Mhm.
right? Anyway, that's another time. While I was going through that time, I felt like I was 39. I felt like my life has failed. Like, what am I gonna do after this? You have like naturally you're asking a lot of questions to yourself,
Mhm.
right? And what did I do wrong? What is my problem? You just kind of go into like why, like um, yeah. And for I read a lot of books, but then first book kind of like lit me. The idea of this book was Fight Right, is by Government Institute. It was about relationship and what makes it relationships sustainable and what makes successful married couple. And like I was very curious about what I missed, what I can do better. Um, and in the book, uh, they're talking about 5-1 positivity ratio, and
Mhm.
this is something that when a couple when they're fighting, if they're only let's say talking about negative things for each other, then there's a higher probability that they will get separated.
Mhm.
But the ratio between five positive and one negative, they're like still
Yeah.
like giving them compliment, but you're doing this great, but I want to solve this, and then that the ratio is working is 5-1 is, and then later on they researched about this, and negative thoughts is um so strong because it kind of uh, what's the word? It triggers our
Hmm.
brain to release some kind of chemicals, right? And it feels very personal. Um, so it feels very strong. So you need five positive to cancel it. And actually, you can cancel one negative with five positive. And at the moment, I was like, I felt I was piled up with negativities. I was like, I am done. Like, I don't know what to do. Like, I don't know. I'm just gonna live right now without any purpose or whatever that is. I'm living. But yeah, and I, that kind of like um yeah made me curious about okay, let me just try this.
Hmm.
And I was kind of trying to find five positive, one negative. And at the beginning, it was kind of hard to find positive because I was so drawn to negativities around me. But then like as time goes by, I could handle that. Okay, I can find it,
Hmm.
and I have like this much negativities,
Yeah.
you know. But then like I can later on focus on positive, like looking for positivities, right? Because I felt like I was piled up in negativities. That was kind of like start of like changing my perspective. Like, oh, okay, I need to look for positivities, and then that kind of like helped me find a little bit of balance.
Hmm.
Yeah, and then I was like, okay, and then I was reading "Let Them" by Mel Robinson, and in the book she's talking about five wives.
Hmm.
Yeah, and that really hit me. It's like, oh, okay, so you kind of like you can go deeper into your problem with five wives. So I was like researching about it, reading things, and like it's actually quite easy to kind of apply. And then, but then the impact, like it's really working for me, at least for me. So I was like trying to break down my negativities. Why? Why is it negativity for me? And then once I broke down, I was like, oh my God. So the problem is, surface problem is not the root problem. I'm dealing with this. I thought it was this. It was just such an eye opener for me. And I had so many like breakthrough moments. I was like, oh my God, this is that, this is this. And it gives me like, I don't know, it kind of like sparked me a hope. Like,
Hmm.
oh, well, I think maybe there is a way that I can make this positive experience. I mean, like, my motto is like trying to make everything constructive. Um, so after I did that for a while, I felt like, oh, so five positive, one negative, five whys, and I kind of like have a better picture of this negativity. And then I I got into this like book, this like positive with positive reframing with positive reframing, and it was like when we handle with problems, we often focus on our emotions so much we
Hmm.
didn't think enough about our intentions, right? But if we think about intentions, what if like if it's jealousy or angry or sadness, intentions often give us constructive directions. But then we're kind of like so drawn to emotions. We're like, "Ah, I'm not comfortable with these feelings."
Hmm.
So like it kind of like bring me to the intentions and then see what I can do better from like all these five why questions. I can like, what am I missing in this? So I could see the good intentions from all of those, right? So and I can see like ways of different ways of improving this, and I feel like, oh wow, now I have so many ways to improve this problem, right? And then after that, it's like, okay, now I need to take an action. So and then at the moment I was reading uh, The Art of Impossible by Stephen Kotler, and he was introducing this idea of a growth Swiss with 4% out of, and also atomic habit. Like you have to be consistent rather than like you don't want to have a big change to change your life. It's actually better to have small change that you can do it every day, and it piles up, and then it will have a better chance to change your life. And then that small change of action could be 4% out of your comfort zone. That's like where the growth snap, that growth stretch is not snapping and like go
Mhm.
back to your comfort zone. You're actually stretching here, and you're kind of uncomfortable, but like kind of comfortable, and kind of you can moving forward. Yeah, and then like after that, it kind of shaped of like a like a prototypal version of my book. That was like
Mhm.
last year in April, and yeah, when I first used it, I felt like something just opened on my brain in a way.
Mhm.
And like, oh wow, I almost like I have full picture of my day, how my day went last yesterday, because I'm writing about yesterday, and it gives me about such a clarity and like motivation,
Mhm.
and like it's kind of everything you wrapped around, right? Manifestation, problem solving, and gratitude and action. Everything is like in there, and I felt like, wait, if I can do this every day, I can maybe change my life to be better from this point forward. Um, and I've done it from yeah every day, and around like I think August, I was like I was out of that sad
Mhm.
period of like divorce, and now I'm like I was ready to find my new life, and I was very constructive, and it's actually now I love problem solving. Now I'm like solving this with such a great structure, I feel like. So I'm like excited to put on everything that I'm going through so I can like
You would be really great in an escape room, I'm assuming.
maybe, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Um and I'm like I'm actually excited to write it down every day
Yeah.
to like what's in there. Like it's always open up something that I didn't know about or something to remind me like, oh my God, of course. Yeah. Yeah, and then I was like, ah, I'm just curious if this is gonna work for other people,
Yeah.
right? So I shared with a couple of my close friends, and they gave me like, well, actually, there's something in here. I think it's the structure is really pretty cool. Yeah, they really liked it.
Mhm.
So I started writing about why it's working.
Mhm.
Kind of put it together. I think I think it started around like September-ish. Yeah, and finished my first draft in like October. Yeah, and because English is my second language, it took me longer to like
Mhm.
really.
No, this of 2024 or like 2025?
That was 2025.
Okay. Oh, so it's like a quick turnaround.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So I would say like my journey from the book, learning this that like tools and then putting together. I would say like 2023 to April 2024, and then I slowly adding structures to this journal from April 2024 to like moving forward. In like 2025, yeah.
So where did the nugget of the idea
Wait,
to
wait,
actually start?
2025 April. Yeah, sorry.
Okay. So April 2025. So when did the nugget of the idea of like, I should turn this into a book for the world if they need it?
Right. Um, well, my friends kind of encouraged me that,
Mhm.
well, I think there's something here very, very special. And the one thing that I like, it was actually, I was in the master class and Juliet master class, and we always get asked, what is your advice to like young artists? What is your um, they asking you like all the
Yeah.
questions, like, and
Hmm.
then we like kind of like always giving them kind of general answers,
Hmm.
like don't compare yourself,
Hmm.
you know, oh don't lose your joy, but then like don't compare yourself. We all know about that, right?
Yeah.
But then how? Like it's like everyone's just struggling.
Hmm.
That how is always
And I
the
think
question.
also, yeah, especially for young performers and especially for like middle school, high school age, like even college age performers, that's a big thing as well.
Yeah, yeah. And then like when you're going through like hard times, people say, look at the bright side.
Hmm.
There's a whole lot of like advices out there, but then like it's just like it doesn't tell you exactly how you can get
Yeah.
out of that, right? So I was like, maybe this will help people exactly how. Maybe they can find clues here,
Hmm.
exactly how they can get out of their hard times.
Hmm.
So like if this will help one people out there, and I'll be very, very happy, right? So
Hmm.
it was kind of my passion project
Hmm.
that I'm like, well, maybe,
Yeah.
but it doesn't have to be super successful, but I will be very, very happy if this will be helpful for maybe a couple people out there. Yeah, and also my big dream is building a theater school in South Korea and mental health focused because I feel like
Yeah.
we are kind of like undermining how important is our how we approach things. Right?
Hmm.
Always like I think that's what I think that's the most important thing as an artist, how you approach things rather than how you can do this the best,
Yeah.
right? So it's one of my steps to like have kind of like textbook maybe later that I can really build a great curriculum out of this um, book right now I have, right? So it's a kind of like another, I think it's a seed for me
Hmm.
to build a performing arts school later in South Korea to like really,
Yeah.
really help them not only the craft but also uh, their mental health.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
think especially as a performer, mental health just plays such a big issue with it. Or not a big issue, but that's such a large part of being a performer as well, because there's also, it's the cliche of like there's so much rejection, there's so much this, there's so much that, and that could really affect a person. And sometimes people can be like, oh, I have a strong skin, but then at the end of the day, you don't. And then you sometimes have performers on social media like telling you the truth. Like I remember recently seeing a video of a performer like a TV performer saying, it's always between me and one other person, and the other person always gets it. And, it's never, that never makes it easy. And it's 100 auditions, and it's always me and some other person, and it's always the other person. And she's sitting there crying. And, you always see like the glamorous side, but there's this whole other reality in the real world about being a performer and what it's actually like. And I feel like a lot of younger people who don't really know the theater or film or TV or like that aspect of it, they just have this idealized version in their head of what it is but isn't, if that makes sense.
right. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Like when you're in the position, right? If I in her shoe, I would think the same way. Like it
Yeah.
was always me between this person, but I'm not like.
Hmm.
And then people say like you see all like Instagram posts about like positivity, like
Hmm.
don't compare yourself, da, da, da,
Yeah.
da. But then you just don't know where to start. I feel like that's how I was, right?
Yeah.
So I think that's the reason why I like this is my I would say beginning of the phase
Hmm.
to kind of like opening up my brain to kind of like engineering how I went to school aerospace engineering, so I have like kind of engineer
So wait,
background.
hold on. You went to school. Hold on, let's backtrack. You went to school for engineering?
I went to college in Korea first, right?
Hmm.
In between all those, because I'm an only child. My parents hated me pursuing art, so we had made a deal. This is another whole story, but
Oh no, we can talk about it. The whole point is like your journey to where you are. So,
okay,
okay, Mr. Engineer, let's go.
yeah. So when I was in high school, second year in
Hmm.
high school, I was in a I got hired for like a I would say in here like a like artist dancer, like Beyonce's dancer, right?
You
And
were
my
a backup dancer for Beyonce?
not Beyonce, but like in Korea.
Don't tease us about. Isn't there a Korean type of Beyonce?
Oh no, I would say like kind of One Direction or like Backstreet
Got,
Boys back in the days.
got it. Got
Um,
it.
and then they're were big deal. They're a big deal, right? And my parents' theory was like, you cannot make this a job, so we are not gonna let you do this. And I was like, oh, look, I book a job. It's paying me pretty good amount of money. So here we are. I can pursue this. I prove you wrong. And then they hated it so much. Like, of course they're like, no, 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 no. And because I was a minor, I needed their signature.
Yeah.
Um, so we were like started arguing, like started like talking about this, and they gave me, well, if you go to school in Seoul, we were not gonna touch you. Whatever you can do, like you can do anything. But
Mhm.
if you go at a school in Seoul, any university, and then I was kind of studying, but not like studying really hard. So like going to college in Seoul is not that easy, right? And I had like 18 months to study, so my parents thought, oh, this is great deal. He's not gonna make it, right? So like we can kind of like he will go school somewhere, not in Seoul, but then now we have leverage to make him study more, and something like that, right? And I was like, yeah, okay. And I took the deal and study like crazy person. And I was in middle school, high school. I really liked UFOs and aliens. So like, what is like other than what I love, I would be interested in learning. And
Mhm.
there was like missiles, rocket ships, spaceship. So I thought aerospace engineering would be really cool. So like, okay. So like studied and I got in actually. And I studied 2 years and my parents like, okay, now okay, you do whatever you want to do. And that's
Yeah.
how kind of like I gained a little bit of respect from my parents.
Hmm.
Yeah. But they still kind of didn't like it. But
Yeah.
that moment they're kind of like, yeah, I have something to say. Well, I got into school, so I'm gonna do whatever I want.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was like it was kind of I think the studying math and physics gave me kind of like the engineer brain of like
Hmm.
how to break things, and I kind of really like it.
Yeah.
It's like clear process of how you can break things down and then moving forward. Yeah,
Yeah.
I really like that process. Also, breakdancing, I was 1.5 generation in South Korea, so we didn't have any teachers. We kind of taught each other how to do it. And
Hmm.
if you think about it, gymnastic breakdancing is very physics.
Yeah.
Where is
There's
your
like a
weight?
whole thing about like ballet
Yeah,
dancers and physics as well.
right. Where's the
Yeah.
pelvis? How it's gonna lift you up when you do this, when you do that, how you can use your momentum. The little bit of like different swings gets
Yeah.
you like whole different results, right? And the weight shifting, like it was so fun to like I have my lifelong friends in Korea, 6 of us. We were just like it was our group project, like trying to figure out how we can break down this move and we can do this, right? And
Yeah.
like it's something that it's so fun that it's something that you cannot born with it,
Hmm.
but then you can build it to make it happen. And once you have it, it's in you, right? It's
Yeah.
something about that. It's just like really, it's really good. Yeah, it's like
So I
really
do
addictive.
I do have to ask then, this past Summer Olympics, the breakdancing competition of the Australian breakdancer, go ahead.
Um, I think first of all, I
Good for
think
them.
um, I think we don't have to like every art form,
Hmm.
but I think that's still art.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think usually breakdancing is not meant to see that angle.
Hmm.
It's like it has to be intimate. I think that's how the culture was born. And the camera, if you they want to capture the essence of the breakdancing, it has to be on the floor,
Hmm.
right? But then the angle was kind of like overhead, and I think there because it was the first time, it was amazing, but also there were a lot of room to improve. But then
Hmm.
unfortunately, people didn't really yeah it every art form you need a little bit of time to kind of like understand what it is. It's
Hmm.
not like because people think breakdancing is like flash moves like spinning around and like
Hmm.
people think that's all breakdancing,
Yeah.
but actually there's like mm, I would say mm, let me try to
Do you want to say
explain
it in
this.
Korean for the people who are listening if it's easier for you?
Uh
I'm not going to understand it, but you can say it in Korean if you want.
oh yeah. Well, I'm trying to like find the right words to.
Hmm.
I think it's about finding your originality because there's no
Hmm.
rule basically. Breakdancing, there's no rule.
Yeah.
You can do whatever you want.
Hmm.
But then um, the art form is like you want to find unique way of express who you are. Yeah,
Yeah.
and then
Would-
yeah, that's how she did, right?
Yeah. Would you ever, if they called you up and you're like, come back to Korea, do the Olympics for us, would you?
No,
Interesting.
yeah, because I am also I'm like I'm so I haven't breakdancing for a while. It's
Mm.
such a high maintenance sports, I would say. Um, yeah, and then right now the generation is so different, and they're so far advanced from how when I did breakdancing.
Mm.
It's just like it's insane. They're crazy, and little boy like 8 years old do some crazy things, and I'm like, wow, you're 8 years old. Yeah,
Yeah. For Anne Juliet, before we like get into your whole like how you became an Anne Juliet original and like how you got into the prom, does Anne Juliet, do they allow you the choreography? Do you get to like improvise anything? And did you get to bring any of your like breakdancing skills to Anne Juliet? Because the choreography to that is very different from the prom.
yes, I have two. Let's see, one, two. Uh, yeah, I have two moments of
Hmm.
freestyle in the show. One is in Everybody, and
Hmm.
one is in Roar. Actually, I went in for so in Juliet when they auditioned, they were looking for four special dancers like who can freestyle, and I got in for that track. Um, yeah, yeah. So I was able to put some dance moves there,
That's great.
and then set that moves. Yeah, so it was really fun to use that because like it's not many shows that I can use this skill,
Hmm.
right? But it's so in me. It's like it's so nice to. Yeah, that's why I think I still love performing in Nigeria. It's been 4 years. It could be 4 years. Oh my gosh, like
Well,
every
listen,
minute.
there's a guy who's been in Hamilton since the beginning, so like you're fine.
Yeah, I love doing the show still. Like it's so fun,
Yeah.
and it's just like, yeah, maybe because of that, because I feel like it feels like home. Hip hop is my home.
Yeah. So let's talk about it then. How did you go from Wisconsin and, you know, learning English? Did you decide you're not going to go back to Korea? You're just going to go to New York and start auditioning? Like, how did that whole thing come about?
Well, back then, um, I was like, well, I'm here. I spent 2 years here, so there's no way I'm going back unless I try. It, like for international students, you get 1 year temporary visa after school,
Hmm.
and then like 1 year reasonable to like. I was like, yeah, that's great to see, uh, possibility to see my possibility in a period of time. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna go to New York City and then try my best to
Bless you.
try my best to see if I can do it. Like just
Hmm.
see if I can do it, right? But then the time period actually kind of pushed me far farther than just like trying it.
Hmm.
Because when you have like limited time, right? You're like, oh my god,
Yeah.
I only have a year.
Yeah.
So I was like, I auditioned like crazy person. I
Yeah.
think there's like maybe maybe I have ADHD. I don't know. Like I'm like if I if I set a goal, I'm really go into it. And and my motto was like, you know what? I'm gonna go every audition possible. If I and if that doesn't make me stay here, then I will be okay because
Yeah.
I did my best. Um, yeah, so I went literally a lot of auditions. I kind of like interviewed with Korean media. Then first 6 months, I went to 300 auditions and I counted it. Sometimes 5 a day. One, two.
Did you keep a spreadsheet? Because that's what I've done when I'm applying
I know
for
I should
jobs.
have, but like
Yeah.
when you like right now TikTok, they do that and like
Yeah.
this is the
It's
audition I
like
went
jobs
and
I like auditioned for, jobs I
yeah,
got. And then it's like, and there was one I was watching, it's like, I auditioned for this and I got it. I was like, I'm more curious about the ones that you didn't get. Like,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I should have. Um,
It's
but
okay.
yeah,
Listen,
there
it's
was.
never too late. Promote the book whilst doing this TikTok. How this book helped me for my journeys
Oh,
of auditioning. All right. I'm really
yeah,
good with like coming up with ideas for people. And we also manifest on this podcast as well for things. So,
that's amazing. Well, yeah, I'll
yeah,
take that. Yeah. Yeah. It was 2015, right? Wow, it's like 11 years ago. Wow.
I know.
Yeah, and
And we
then I was
still
like,
look exactly the way we did in 2015. God.
well, I'm trying. I'm trying. Korean skincare, guys. Korean skincare.
Yeah, we'll talk about it later. Don't worry.
Yeah, yeah,
I don't even know what skincare I have. It's Sephora, but whatever.
yeah. You look amazing.
Thank you. It's makeup. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Yeah, and then I know what I booked. I booked 10 out of probably 5 to 600 auditions in a year. Yeah.
And that's
And
important
then
for people to know. It's like you go on tons of auditions, you only book a
tons of
couple,
auditions.
you get called back for a bunch, and this, and then it's the cliche of like you might not be what the person is looking for. And I can say that from experience because, and I like people have listened to the podcast, know I talk about this all the time, but during the pandemic, I directed virtual play readings.
Mm,
And when I would direct one, I would want certain people cast in the part, and then someone would be like, "How about that person?" I was like, "No, I can't envision them for that." But that's just proving that the person has ideas in their head and somebody else has ideas in their head. So it's not against the performer themselves, you know?
yeah.
Anyway, that's just an example.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I totally agree. Yeah. Like also like when you audition that much,
Mm-hmm.
but the beginning I was like when I didn't get anything. Of course you feel something.
Yeah.
You are of course emotionally attached to auditions
Hmm.
because you're working really hard, you practice this and you do it and it feels like it's a rejection, right?
Yeah.
But then because I had 1 year and I was like, I need to book anything possible. And I
Hmm.
said, okay, on to the next. And it's kind of gave me that mentality about like, okay, cancel and continue.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also like I was going everything possible out there.
Hmm.
I booked some like print model, I booked voiceover, I booked like something that I never thought, like short film lead, something that I never thought I
Hmm.
would do because I didn't think I could act on film.
Hmm.
But then I did it and I was like, okay, so
Yeah.
that's not so bad. And I did voiceover, like my voice is in the Empire State Building. Like
Oh, wow.
when you take the elevator down from the observation, there's a multiple language saying thank you, and you will hear my voice comes out. That's my voice.
What is it? Are you saying it in Korean or English?
In Korean, yeah, I say 감사합니다. That's
I can't
thank you
wait.
in Korean.
So one of my jobs, like I'm starting full time next week as concierge. No, 2 weeks. I don't know what day of the week it is anymore. Is concierge. So I can't wait to tell people like, guys, I know the person who says thank you in Korean.
Yes.
No big deal. But
Yeah.
so I am curious because you studied classical voice.
Hmm.
And you're auditioning for all these different types of auditions. Were there any other classes you took, like film and TV, dance classing, musical theater classes? Because if you're this classically trained performer, how how did this come about that you're like in the prom and Juliet? Because it's very different
Very
from
different. Yeah.
what you studied, English, singing in English, Italian, French, whatever else you sang in, Latin, I don't know.
Yeah.
But what was that like for you? I'm curious to know.
Yeah, it's interesting that Korea, when I was trying to do musical, everyone is like, you have to learn classical vocal. That's
Hmm.
why I went into that uh, path.
And they
But
said that
then
in Korea.
in Korea, because
Okay.
it's it's kind of different. It's interesting, right?
Yeah.
What they like, the song wise, and like
Mhm.
they like Big Finish, like they're very like they're very chesty, I would say.
Well, what's interesting you say, and this totally different country, I'm not comparing, but
Mhm.
my old roommate, who I told you like works in international um theater stuff. They who she works with, they bring a lot of tours over to Japan. And I said to her when we were living together, like a long time ago, I said, I feel like they're always, or you're always working on either Dreamgirls, West Side Story, or a chorus line. And she goes, because they love it there. And it's always like the same three shows. So that kind of makes sense that, again, not comparing. I only have my old roommate who's Japanese, like that reference of it. But by you saying that, it kind of makes sense, especially if like English isn't the first language.
Yeah, it's so interesting. They have because in Korea it's a Jekyll and Hyde.
Oh, yeah. Oh, not to like age myself, which
Yeah.
again, you and I have to each other. I saw the original cast of Jekyll and Hyde.
Oh my God, on Broadway.
On Broadway.
Oh
Linda
my God.
Eder, Robert Cuccioli when I was a kid. We even like went backstage and met Robert Cuccioli. Yeah.
Wow.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's just like it's still going on. It's just like people just love it, and then it kind of because I think when it was also Korean musical was blooming,
Hmm.
and then that show was kind of like in the middle of like, and they found like a superstar, I would say,
Hmm.
from the show, and he became a huge movie star. So that show is kind of like staple
Yeah.
in Korea that like people all know about musical circle and high kind of thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
so that's why I think they keep doing it, but still have
Yeah.
people want to watch it. It's just so
Yeah.
crazy. Yeah.
Well, it's interesting too. I mean, they just did The Great Gatsby in Korea.
Hmm.
I think, didn't they also do Beetlejuice or they were going to bring
Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice?
Yeah.
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 So
Now,
they're getting more modern.
right, getting more modern. 100%. Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway,
Um,
yes. So they were
yeah.
like, you must study
Oh, right, right,
classical
right.
singing.
Must learn classical vocal. When I moved here, I realized this whole path. The curriculum here is already set up for musical theater, right?
Hmm.
In Korea back then, there weren't like a set up curriculum for musical theater. There were major for musical theater, but the people said it's not organized yet. That's what people kind of said. But then here, because Broadway, it's been there forever.
Yeah.
There's a whole different like path to going, and I was like, oh my God, this is so different, right? So I had to like kind of like do both ways and kind of like find my footing again. It's so my, and then because of I grew up as a breakdancer, my upper body was so locked up from all the muscles. And think about it, how many breakdancers want to be musical theater
Yeah.
actor, right? Not many of them. So when I was trying to learn how to sing, not many teachers could figure out what's wrong with me. Right? They're like try all the things,
Yeah.
nothing's working because I was so tensed up.
Hmm.
Here, kind of, because I kind of stopped dancing here. So I was kind of slowly getting out of breakdancer
Hmm.
to theater world, kind of. Um, yeah, but then I came here in the city. There's so many great teachers. Right? I mean, the Matt Farnsworth, everybody knows. Mike Ruckles, um, and Tyler Nauf. I took classes from him, um, and I just like uh, also there's another thing in Korea. I said they're more chesty, so
Hmm.
they want to have like this big voice,
Hmm.
oh, right, and they want to have loud and big voice. But
Hmm.
here, they don't want loud voice. They
Yeah.
want they want speak.
Honestly, I cannot wait for your solo show at 54 Below,
Oh my
where
god.
you do an array of all of these things, or
Oh
you
my
just do
god.
like a cabaret at 54 Below. Like, even if you're like a guest, and then you just do like the difference between like what Korea wants and what America wants, and you just do like a
Mm,
medley of different songs to show off
different
your voice.
songs. That's actually a
Oh
really
my
good
God.
idea.
I cannot wait. You're welcome. I cannot wait for it. It's going to be great.
Wow.
I told you,
Yeah,
I have really good ideas for people.
that's really good idea.
Again, good
Yeah,
ideas for people, and we manifest on this podcast. So don't,
amazing.
yeah, oh my
Amazing.
God.
If
But
I
I'm so,
do it, then we're gonna reference this,
oh, we
right?
will, don't worry. And I don't live far from 54 Below, so I'll just be in the audience being like, this was my
Amazing.
idea, you guys. This is
Amazing.
happening because of me. Or you could just like
Amazing.
shout me out in the audience, be
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
because
Is
of
Allison here?
Allison, because of you, girl. And then
Yeah,
you'll just sing like Jekyll and Hyde into
yeah. It really
like a Max
interesting.
Martin song. I was about to say Beetlejuice, but that's not. I though I did just watch the they have like the newest boy band documentary from like ID that
Hmm.
I watched. Oh God, it was so good. I
Yeah.
can't remember the name. It was like it's boy band something.
Huh.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, maybe I should Google it. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, because they had a lot of different documentaries about like Lou Pearlman, like Boy Band
Hmm.
Con was one. Oh, I think maybe that was the only one. But this one didn't like they only did like a segment about Lou Pearlman. So
Yeah. Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I
Um.
digress. But anyway, so
Wait. I need to talk about dance classes and acting classes.
yes.
Dance class. I mean
Was
BDC.
this once you hit New York or was this like still
Right.
when you were okay?
Hit New York. Because when I was in Wisconsin, I didn't have much access to any
Hmm.
like language. I was in Wisconsin, and in fact, then Zoom lessons, it wasn't a thing,
Yeah.
right?
I think it was
Um.
back in that day, to age ourselves, it
Yeah.
was Skype.
It was like all in person, right?
Yeah.
Like everything is like
Hmm.
yeah. So and yeah, I didn't I was so busy to finish the school.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. So this is after I moved here, and I was like so blown away because BDC steps you can just like learn from so many great teachers,
Yeah.
right? I really like Nick Kenkel.
Hmm.
He's amazing. Um, yeah, there's just so many. Yeah, Carla Garcia. Yeah, and acting. Personally, I think I really liked Matt Newton. He's TV film
Hmm.
acting coach, and Bob Krakauer. Everybody knows Bob Krakauer. And he's really like he's yeah, he's really great.
Are you still taking classes in
Yeah,
vocal or you are? Do you think it's
I
important?
am. Yeah, it's because you're always growing, and I'm yeah, I want to be leading man. That's my next
Hmm.
goal. So it's another different path that I need to build myself up to.
Yeah.
So I'm also learning how to be a voice teacher. I have a certificate.
Oh no,
Right?
we were gonna get into it. Don't worry.
Yeah. So I'm actually in that program, you can connect with different teachers in the whole globe. And
Hmm.
I'm actually finding really good teachers from around the world, like Australia, London, here, like Texas,
Hmm.
Nevada. Like there's all over the world, and it's actually really cool because sometimes you kind of go to teachers that everybody's going to in New York City,
Yeah.
but it's nice to have like different perspective
Hmm.
from a different teacher, and you're like, oh,
Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, I'm always learning, always taking classes. That's what I love about New York City. Everyone's always growing.
Yeah. So let's talk about it. How did you decide, like, you know what? I'm going to start teaching vocal. How did you decide that? How did you get into it? If people want to work with you, you have your certificate. What do you, so it starts at a certificate and where do you go from there? So tell us all about that.
So I finished foundation
Mm-hmm.
as a vocal teacher, so I can teach like it's beginners, I would say,
Hmm.
beginners um, who wants to start here in New York City, find repertoires, or like improve their vocal technique. Um, and I'm currently taking course. It's a 3 years course. That's like a professional. I
Hmm.
can teach professionals on that. Um, yeah, and again, I told you that my big dream is
Hmm.
building performing arts school in South Korea. So kind of like I'm doing everything right now
Hmm.
towards that dream, taking all the classes. It's kind of like planting seeds to
Yeah.
build that whole like garden for that dream, right? Um, yeah, and it's just like um, and that's why I started. But then while I am doing that, kind of opened up like other side of vocal, like
Hmm.
learning journey. Because when you're learning from teacher, you're always a student.
Yeah.
But then now we have a perspective as a teacher, and
Hmm.
you have to tell them why this is working, why this is what's what's not working for you, what's working, what tools will help you. It's kind of like have another picture of you're
Hmm.
trying to solve this problem. And it's been really helping me to understand like, oh my God, so this is what I need to change. And like
Yeah.
this is why I did this, like all the bad habits, and I kind of
Mhm.
have a better picture of what my bad habits are. Um, it's actually really I've my vocal technique grew significantly past year, I would say. Yeah.
Would you ever direct?
I am kind of curious about that, but maybe that's a later question for me.
Okay.
Um,
I know because you said you want to open up a school in South Korea, but I'm getting like a vibe that one day it should happen.
yeah,
Not today, but one day.
yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
I'm not close that path.
Hmm.
I'm open to that path. Um, yeah, but we'll see. But yeah, I kind of want to have all the experience I could
Hmm.
possibly have, so I can when I open the school, I have I can cover all the areas that I want to cover. And
Yeah.
I took like Broadway producer classes too, so I
Hmm.
so I can have that part of knowledge
Yeah.
as well. You know, like I'm trying to like expand that, like all the theater knowledge, so I can when I open school, I can actually cover all the areas and making really like practical school.
Yeah. Hmm.
People can like get in, and when they get out, they're like really kind of like equipped.
Yeah. Just prepare them for like the real version of what to
Right.
expect when if
Yeah,
they want to do
like don't compare yourself, like but how, right? I
it.
want
Yeah.
to teach them how, like
Mhm.
exactly how, and like how can I handle rejection? You know, like something like that,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah. One class that you can take at the school of many.
Yeah.
So,
That's it.
how did the prom happen?
From so I went to an open call, and that was I would say 2017. Yeah, 2017, I would say like August.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I went to an open call and I didn't get called back. I thought I did a really great job,
Mm-hmm.
but I didn't get called back. So I was like, huh, okay. But there's a lot of things that, oh, I think I nailed it, but you didn't hear
Yeah.
anything. Yeah.
Oh, believe me,
Am I crazy or like, what is this?
I
But
went on a
oftentimes,
job interview months ago where I was like, I got this, and then I didn't get the job. So it happens.
yeah, I realize oftentimes it's not you. There are
Yeah.
multiple other things that as a factor that they that this is, Anyway, back then, I think they didn't look for many people yet.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but then they had another audition in November 2017, and then people around me like, oh, if you didn't get a call back, maybe because like it's happened in a couple months,
Mm-hmm.
maybe they're not looking for a person. And like when they did Atlanta tryout,
Mm-hmm.
they didn't have any Asians in the cast. So like, oh, maybe they're not looking for Asians in the cast. The whole thing that is like,
Yeah.
maybe you shouldn't go. People around me talking. I was like, well, I don't care, because and one thing about me, I went every audition possible. I went to like West Side Story where like I know that they're not looking for like when they, I yeah, because for me, I had to. I know that culturally I wasn't perfect for the show, but
Mm-hmm.
I had to go and like everything out there to stay here. So that's
Mm-hmm.
my anyway. Um, I went in anyway in November, and I got callback. I was like, oh wow, okay, and yeah, and I did second callback, and I missed the second callback because I was somewhere else. And I called them, can I please? I'm coming back to the state. Can I please? There's any way that I can be seen? And they're like, okay, come in this date. It was actually their third callback. It was Thanksgiving weekend,
Mm.
so I guess a lot of people were missing.
Yeah.
So in that call, I had a couple people learning the choreography before people came. So we kind of like had like 2.5 callback.
Mm-hmm.
And then we did a third callback at the same day. Um, yeah, and I sang out there. And yeah, and I got the call that I booked the show, and it was like I was working. I was like getting ready to go to work as a restaurant job, right? And then I got a weird phone number, and it's like, huh, hello, and like, hi, this is Joomin Hwang. Yeah. And then like I got the phone call. I was like, I was crying. I called my mom. My mom was sleeping, of course, since she's in Korea. My parents, and I was like, Mom, you have to hear this. I booked a Broadway show, and they're like, what? Oh my god! They're like, they're so I kind of knew it's. I'm not gonna. This sounds crazy, but when I did it, I had really, really good feeling about the show, like about the audition. I was like, maybe I think, maybe,
Mm-hmm.
maybe. But then I didn't. Also, part of me is like, well, Broadway is too big of a dream because it's even hard for Americans, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, okay, just don't get your hopes up. Just yeah. But then on the other hand, I was like, I think I did really good job. And when I get the like it's just like I saw a whole movie about like how I got there, right?
Yeah.
From beginning of West End show watching Billy Elliot
Mm-hmm.
to listening to all the teachers telling me like, um, I did everything I could, but I don't think this is the career that you want to pursue. I heard of all the things that like cut to moment that I got the news. It's just like, yeah, it was really special and kind of like, wow, this is the feeling that you get from that. Yeah, it's just, yeah, I will never forget.
Did your parents come from Korea to be here for opening or just to see you perform in the prom?
Not for the opening, but came like a couple months, like 5 to 6 months later. Yeah,
That's great.
They brought
I
a whole bunch of like uh, relatives, and it's so funny that they don't speak anybody. Nobody speak English in my family. Um, so and the prom is not like based on any like
yeah.
TV show or movie. So they understood nothing, right? But the energy and the dance. But thankfully, prom is really energetic show,
Hmm.
and it's like hilarious. People laughing around you. Like, oh, so this is a good show. You know,
Yeah.
they can feel like, oh, so my son is in a good show.
Yeah. I
But
mean, you
then
can't really go
we,
wrong with like that cast and that director and
oh,
yeah.
amazing, amazing. Like Casey Nicolette, like she's
Yeah.
genius, and the you know
And that
what is it?
choreography, if you have a Casey Nicholaw show, that choreography is not a joke.
It's a beast.
Yeah.
Everyone was dying to kind of like, but then also that experience taught me really build my stamina.
Yeah.
Really, I was like, I'm usually because breakdancing is so explosive.
Hmm.
You put like everything in like maybe 30 seconds.
Hmm.
You go 0 to 100 like,
Hmm.
and like it's just like, but then prom was so challenging for me and everyone like 21 years old when and back then like everyone young people old people like it's just like the level of Broadway dance is just like
Yeah.
wow, this is
So
yeah.
let's talk about this quickly because I recently interviewed a mom and a daughter, and the daughter is an aspiring performer. And she was saying, like, I was watching the show and I can't believe that people sing like 8 times a week and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, we'll talk after. So I said, like, people live like bunks, they take care of themselves, they don't socialize. So what do you do as a performer who performs 8 times a week, pretty much like an essential like dancer on Broadway, especially during, the prom where you had Casey Nicole, um,
Yes.
his choreography, and now doing and Juliet, where you also are an understudy. So what's like your day-to-day routine? Like today, thank you for chatting on a day off.
My pleasure.
But so what do you do like the days you perform, especially two show days and on your day off when you're not chatting with me?
Yeah, so I think I would say I wanna answer this as like the phase of the show, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
So when the show, because I've been in the prom original show
Mm-hmm.
and Juliet, so in two OBC experience, the preview period is where it's like your body is just really breaking apart
Yes.
because the the amount of physical work that you have to do because
Mhm.
you change the show during the day and you do the show. Not meaning like you kind of work all day
Mhm.
for like 4 to 6 weeks, right? Um, and then that's after 4 weeks of rehearsals. And Broadway rehearsals move really really quick, right? So
Yeah.
it's like a mental uh, mental challenge as well. Like and then you just gotta handle those, and then you open the show, and you kind of like trying to hold up that energy, right? And you're kind of like, I think it's understanding the show. So at this whole beginning part of it is kind of like, okay, show is this, I'm this. How can I breach this to
Mhm.
like really understand, and so I can make myself sustainable for this show, right? And it takes. I realize that it takes time to kind of like find that. So I would say if you're in a new show, it's gonna be impossible to find a balance until like maybe 4 to 6 months in, because just your body doesn't know how to do it,
Mhm.
right? But then during that period, you just like finding everything possible, like eating well, physical therapy, stretching, like take a bath, sauna, whatever acupuncture, whatever you need to like hold your body together, right? But then like as time goes by, you have a better understanding of like, okay, this show is maybe shoulder heavy. This show is like low back. You know, kind of like this show I have to work on my glutes. This show I have to my, like you kind of like later on have understanding of like my body for this show. I need to work for this, and you start working for that, right? It's like working out, but more targeted. It's not like I'm gonna get my biceps up, like I'm gonna get my chest. It's like more like okay, here, very specific muscle with physical therapy. You do like this 5 times, this 5 times. You just hit that targeted muscle, and you kind of build that, and then you're like, okay, oh, my body feels better now. It's so interesting because like people think, oh, my body is so tired, so I need to go get rest. But actually, both. You have to rest, but also build muscle to build stamina, right? So you can maintain later that you can hold that
Yeah.
amount of work
So, as
for your
someone
body.
who is always tired and never works out, how would one say to them, like, oh, work out if you're too tired? What words of encouragement would you give for that?
It's like, you know what? Honestly, it's the hardest thing because you hate doing it.
I physically
Because
hate working out.
because
I
your
enjoy
body's
walk though.
yeah, because your body is screaming to like, I don't want to move,
Hmm.
right? Literally, your body's screaming to your brain, I'm like, I'm so tired, I want to move. But then have you had this experience that you went to this like really fun workout that you didn't really want to go, but then after that you feel like, oh, I feel so nice. You
No, I took a Pilates class and I said to my mom, I was like, I don't like it. My body hurts.
know?
I don't at all.
Well,
I do enjoy, like, I love walking. I'm a big walker. I walk everywhere.
yeah,
But I know I had to like lift weights and everything, but
yeah.
eventually.
Well, yeah. For like, let's say let's talk about like runners. Runners high. It's like running is so
Yeah.
boring, but then when they feel runners high, like, oh my God,
Yeah.
I feel
That's how I
like
feel
something.
like when I go on a walk. It's great. Because I just feel like I work all the time. And I said, someone, what's kind of nice about where I live and where I work, it's an 11 block radius.
Hmm.
Because it's either to like one part-time job, which I can literally see from my window, or to like a theater, or to like another job. And it's not walking that far.
Yeah,
So,
that's
yeah.
great. Yeah. Well, maybe like something. Maybe it's not workout. Maybe it's a dance. I don't know. Like whatever that you can have fun with.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be like work because the workout for me workout is so boring. I hate working out because like just like you do, you know what I mean? Like I mean,
Yeah.
there's a fun part of it as
Well,
well,
do
but
you
like
listen, like, what do you listen to hype you up when you work out?
I don't work out actually.
Oh, you don't?
I don't work out anymore. I do the show and that's my workout.
Oh, good for you. Do you lift weights? Like,
I
no?
don't lift weight. I
You
like
lift humans on the stage.
I lift myself in on the stage and like I my body it's like I don't yeah I don't feel yeah necessary like like
They're pretty much
I'm
just like book and Juliet, and you'll get your workout in. It'll be great.
it's funny that when you kind of like really understand the show
Hmm.
then and you kind of like have understanding of like okay this is the way I can make this healthy
Hmm.
then it becomes like a nice workout for you
Yeah.
right it's like you're not breaking your body anymore you're like kind of like okay and like yeah and it's a full body workout I would say so I'm not people paying a lot of money to go equinox I'm like I'm not paying that money
Yeah.
but getting workout that's like one other thing that I love my job like if you think about it it's a great workout when you get paid you get paid for a great workout and I'm
Yeah.
like I take that as like great whenever I don't want to do the show I'm
Hmm.
like well it's a great workout and I'm getting paid
So
and I'm like
Mondays are your rest day.
Monday is my rest day. Yes.
Yes. So what do
Yeah,
you
that's
do on like a normal day off?
it depends. It depends. But now uh, I have a lot of hobby slash curiosity.
Hmm.
Um, so I'm taking classes here and there. I'm teaching
Hmm.
students here and there. Monday, Tuesday. I try not to teach it on Monday. Monday is my day.
Hmm.
Well, sometimes I teach Monday. Tuesday is my teaching day, so I'm teaching kids. Um, and I'm writing a novel now. I'm writing my second book about happiness. It's like similar concept of
Mhm.
rule of five. I'm like trying to like analyze the way of like
Is this an
not just saying,
exclusive that you're telling us that you're writing a second book, or have you shared it?
I can share, but
Or no, have you shared it? Or I was saying like, is this an,
oh, I have not shared
oh my God, so exclusive.
it. Yeah, I'm still, yeah, I'm in the draft, and but it's about happiness and
Mhm.
how we can actually connect our concept and apply it to actions, and we can actually kind of have certain tangible thing that we can exercise daily, rather than like, I want to be happy,
Mhm.
but how, like
Yeah.
that's like how is the question, $1 million question for everyone, right?
Yeah.
And then especially happiness, it's like everyone kind of like, I don't know why I'm not. Happiness is such a big subject.
Yeah.
And then the more and more I research about it, it's really fun to like, oh my god, this is, yeah. There's a lot to talk about, but
Yeah.
that's my second book.
Yeah. Well, for me, I mean, I'm a pretty happy person. I love there's this Sex in the City 2 movie where Samantha is talking about her relationship with Smith, and it's mostly like they're talking about like how happy are you in a relationship, and Charlotte goes every day, and she goes not all day every day, but every day. And that's kind of just how I feel in general about life. And I sometimes have to remind myself of that. Like, am I happy? Yes, not all day every day, but yes, I'm happy.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah. I think one thing makes people confused is like you have to be always happy, right?
Hmm.
Yeah, but that's not possible.
Yeah. And
Like
again,
one,
it's that it stems back to like the not all day, every day, but yes, I am happy.
right?
And I also like tell people that like I know I'm very lucky with a lot of stuff, some things I'm not, but it's always that perspective that I keep in my head about certain things.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That's yeah. I can feel that your positive energy
Thank
on
you.
that.
I try to
Yeah,
bring it out.
it's
Listen,
yeah,
listen, when I'm negative about stuff, I like never try to like throw it onto anybody. It's mostly just me venting of like, this is what just happened. And I'm so like, ah. And I'll be like,
yeah.
thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Anyway, how are you? You know,
That's nice. That's really
that
nice.
was me on
Yeah.
Saturday night. I was working one job, I went to another, and I was like, I need to not talk to anybody for 5 minutes. And then I was fine.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So you know how to handle yeah those.
Yeah. And I think it's also just like, being in like a customer service position for however many years I have, and I've always said to people, like, if you name the type of personality, I've dealt with them either personally or professionally. And it's also like, I don't have time, nor do I care for people's bullshit. Like, I have enough stuff going on. I try to make myself happy and just like live my life and do what I need to do
Mhm.
and move on.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
that's my
That's
whole
amazing. Yeah,
my whole thing.
yeah,
So but again, that's why your journal is so good because people who need to like recognize and feel these things, they can utilize your journal for that.
yeah, yeah. I
Well,
think one thing I would say special about my journal is like
mhm.
those uncomfortable things around you where
Yeah.
you feel negative about it
Hmm.
is this journal form really helps to kind of break it down and um, not and while you're doing that it's not uncomfortable anymore for me at least because
Yeah.
you kind of like see the whole picture of it and
Hmm.
it's just like oh okay it's rather than just like just that's just the emotion right
Yeah.
um and you kind of like build this like strength to stay with that uncomfortable feelings.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like people often try to get rid of that,
Hmm.
right? Like because they don't like it, like anger, jealousy, whatever that negative feeling is. They're trying to like get rid of it. Like, oh, I don't like this. Just go away, right?
Hmm.
But then I think the special about this journal is like actually dissect that and
Hmm.
then make it really constructive to understanding. It's like about also understanding yourself, right? Better.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's something I'm really kind of excited that people to try it and then
Hmm.
see how that works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What feedback have you gotten from people so far? Because your book came out not too long ago, right?
Yeah. Like a
I
month.
apologize. I don't know the exact release date of the book,
Yeah.
but it came out last month in March.
Yeah. March.
Yeah.
Um. Yeah. Like I think recent um feedback was uh, our one of our crew. His name is Pyro Dave. We call him Pyro Dave. Um, he said
Is
he
he the
really
one
liked.
that releases that like when they're setting up tech and there's that fluid like and you
Yeah,
hear it throughout
and
the
all the
entire
like
theater?
fires and like yeah,
No,
sparkle
because I've
sparks.
like sat outside of the bathrooms at and Juliet before like the show starts, and when they're like going through everything, you hear this loud like boom, and it shakes the entire theater.
Yeah,
Scares me every time, but that's fine.
yeah. We are scared of like because it's just like pops up and it's just so such a loud show. I would say.
Yeah.
Juliet is like such a
Yeah.
loud show in the best way, in the fun way.
Yeah, no, and Juliet is a good time.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
is a fun show.
Really fun show. Um, yeah, and then he told me that he's been doing a lot of journals. Um, but then this structure is really kind of like wrapped around really well to and you have everything in here.
Hmm.
Yeah. So I'm like, yes, that's exactly what I wanted to hear.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, the structure is actually really helpful. And the book is kind of small, and he's like, there's not enough room for me to write all the things that I feel like I need to write it down. So he has second notepad to
Yeah.
like,
You know, you should do in the extended version, just have like extra pages in the back where you can write.
yeah, I'm actually thinking bigger
Hmm.
version of, because the first prototype I wrote was like a bigger version of it. I
Hmm.
really liked it, but then I had a meeting with um, book agent, and
Hmm.
then the book agent recommended me if it's a journal, it should be portable, people can carry it. I was like, okay, yeah. So like
Yeah.
maybe I can have another option. People can actually write down
Yeah.
something about that size. It's like kind of you have to sit down somewhere
Hmm.
and then really kind of
Are we talking like coffee table size book?
like it's like not that I'm gonna
Hold
show
on.
you.
Wait, no, I have a great comic book that might like this.
Yeah, yeah, around
Yeah.
that size.
For those wondering, I sit my computer on top of a Vogue and Met exhibition book and my great comic coffee table book. So that's where my computer sits on top of whenever I do my interviews. So, and Great Comet is one of my favorite musicals. So it's a nice little thing that it's there.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, yeah, and my friends are kind of like supportive and they're very happy
Mhm.
that I released it.
Yeah.
And because like it's self release on Amazon,
I was going to say, where can people go to get your book?
it's on Amazon website, so it's not you can get it from like bookstores. You have
Hmm.
to go to Amazon,
Yet.
search yet,
Yes.
search Rule of Five Journal, and you can find my book. You can purchase it from there. Something. This is like something that I wrote it. I'm gonna actually. I can share it here because it's a kind of like because I'm not a writer, right?
Hmm.
And then when you trying to make decisions like this, like is this like people will like this book? Like is this book good enough? You do all those questions like is this am I people think I'm like all this
Well,
type of
this is when you have to use your own journal to get rid of these negative thoughts.
right. And then I felt a little bit like after I released my book,
Hmm.
right? And I'm like eager to hear people's response.
Yeah.
But then like it's usually not right away.
Hmm.
It takes time. Right?
Yeah.
People bought books and they told me like, oh my God, I got the book. And then like And like weeks later, did you write it? Did you try it? And I was like, oh, I haven't read it yet.
Yeah.
People are busy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, but there's just something that I feel something like when I after I released it, I felt something like giving a birth and feels a little bit empty
Mm.
inside, right? And I was like, what is this? Like, what am I feeling? And uh oh yeah, here. I'm gonna share.
Okay, I'm
Like
ready.
this is like one negative that I wrote. I feel show blue after book release, like
You
something
feel what?
sad. Show blue. You know what show blue is? Do they say it here? Like when you finish the show.
I thought you said show blue after pooping. That's what
Oh,
I heard. And I was like, what did you say? Do you mean like post show blues?
post show blues. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Like
Okay.
after show is done,
Yeah.
you feel like kind of sad and like
Mm-hmm.
8 p.m. you feel like I need to do something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I felt like something's like kind of weird, melancholy, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I wrote it. I feel after show blue.
You can say whatever you wrote. It's
I
fine.
wrote I feel show blue question mark after book release,
Mm-hmm.
and why one was like feels empty, feel like something left me,
Mm-hmm.
and then next why I say I'm waiting for people's reaction. I'm
Mm-hmm.
waiting for it. I guess I'm waiting. And then next why was because that would make me happy because I released I want to hear what people say, right? And then I said I want this to be helpful for people.
Yeah.
And then after that I said that's what it gives this book meaning. So I guess I was waiting for people to give my book a meaning, and my root insight was I want my book to be meaningful, and I was like, oh, okay, that's a great thing. Okay, I
Yeah.
can wait. It's like, and then I come back to like, okay, if I help one person out there, then I'm
Mhm.
good, right?
Yeah.
It's not about like I need to hear like like cheers and like 100 people like, oh my god, that's amazing. Yeah, so I'm like after that I was like, okay, okay. So far, like my close friends and like they're like giving me like, oh, that was a great job. But then like it's interestingly like not like, oh my god, this is life changing.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I'm patiently waiting. I think
Yeah.
someone will
I
find it.
think give it like 5 months
Mm-hmm.
and then go on Amazon and see the Amazon reviews, but only look at the 4 stars or 5 stars.
Yeah,
Just you
yeah,
top rate it and then you look at like one page and then you're done.
yeah.
That's what I would say.
Right. Yeah. So I'm patiently waiting.
Yeah.
But I'm doing it every day, and when I'm not doing it, I feel the difference my daily. So I know that at least for me, this is really working.
Mhm.
Yeah. So I'm just waiting patiently.
Great. So I know I told you kind of like jump all over the place, but now let's talk about Anne Juliet since you're currently in it.
Yeah.
You understudy Francois.
Francois.
But I just want to point out, just say quickly that let's actually backtrack to the prom because Tony Awards, you had to perform
Mm-hmm.
there and you were the first native Korean to ever perform on the Tony Awards or in many years, correct? Was it the
Oh,
first or like,
first.
wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, yeah. I
Yeah.
just didn't know, cause like in order to perform at the Tony Awards, you have to be nominated for Best Music.
Yeah.
That's not something everyone can do it. And I
Yeah.
was just like so lucky enough to be on that stage. And yeah, I just realized I saw in an article that somebody researched all the Tony performances and playbills
Hmm.
and then looked for Korean performers.
Yeah.
They're missing a couple of years in like really early days, like 1950. I think it started in 60 something,
Hmm.
like early 70s, and
Hmm.
maybe they're missing 3 years on Tony's data. Then they assume that back then probably there's no
Yeah.
native Korean. Um, yeah, and I saw that article and I was like, that's really, it's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, and kind of also like, wow, it's 2018, 2019. So it's like still really hard to kind of like break into Broadway as an immigrant, right? It's like, yeah, that was like really cool, but also like gave me a little bit of like a mission to like, oh wow. That's another thing. The prom. Um, when I did the show, but when I did musicals, I thought the musical is about like the the love from people, and you're like you're on the stage, you feel cool, right?
Mhm.
But then when I did the prom at the stage door, I met Asian people like cheering me, Asian representation, oh my gosh,
Mhm.
and I was the only Asian cast in the show,
Oh.
and I didn't know what that means, right? Until
Mhm.
that moment, it's like, oh wow, I'm doing something not just my dream. I'm doing something maybe meaningful to some other people out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like I'm like, yeah, I'm not taking that lightly.
Mhm.
So I'm since that Tony's and like all the things I'm really like I really want to be a vessel to um, open doors wider because somebody opened the door for me, right? Asian performers before me, and I think my mission is keep opening that doors
Yeah.
to next generation. And yeah, and yeah, it's been. And when I did Tony, I was like, okay, so I'm doing something here. It's not like, yeah, not like it's just like performing on stage. There's more to this. Yeah.
Yeah. I will say I loved the prom and I was so invested in what was going on. And like during at the end of the first act, I was so mad at what happened that I didn't even applaud. And I
Oh
sat
my
there
God.
next to one of my best friends and I was like, nope, I'm not applauding because this is not right. I was so
Yeah,
mad.
yeah. It's pretty
I was like,
harsh.
nope. I didn't even applaud, but I loved it so much.
Uh,
What did you think of the movie? Did you see it?
yeah, movie. I think it's to be really honest, I think a movie was trying to highlight the famous people,
Hmm.
so it kind of that made story unbalanced.
Hmm.
That's my really, really honest opinion. I think
No,
it's
please. We
yeah,
enjoy honesty on this podcast.
right. I think it's like the show, the heart of the show. It's
Hmm.
the two kids, right,
Yeah.
trying to go prom together.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah. I I really also the cast on Broadway one, like like they're just so good. They're so funny. They just know. They're like Broadway legends in master classes.
Hmm.
Like Brooks Ashmansky said, he's like one of the funniest person I've ever seen. He's just so good at those, right? And
Hmm.
breath level and just all this, just like Angie, like it's just Chris, like everyone, like just masterclass. I'm like, wow, and it's kind of nice to see them, right? Like they're like 50s, 60s,
Hmm.
right? When you're like kind of young in your crown, like you can kind of expose to what it is like.
Hmm.
Yeah. So it was just like such a pleasant,
Yeah.
yeah, experience for me, and like and then the building was just so loving. You know, people talking about how's your building. You know, it's
Yeah.
like some shows are not like that. You know,
Hmm.
but I'm really thankfully Prom and Juliet was such a great building. Everyone's just like very loving and
Yeah.
great energy. So I feel very lucky. Yeah.
Yeah. So let's transition into so the prom unfortunately did close.
Yes.
It did not have the life it should have, and I said it. Um,
Thank you.
yeah, of course. No, the prom was great. I loved it. And like I said, I was so invested. I was like, not applauding. This is bullshit.
Yeah.
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 And my friend and I did take like prom photos downstairs in front of
Oh.
in like the photo booth when we're in like our summer outfits, just like in like a tank top and denim jeans.
Mhm.
It's like terrible photos. Anyway,
I
how
love that.
did thank you. How did Anne Juliet come into your life?
It's actually in 2017. I when I did K-pop off Broadway with Jen
Hmm.
Weber.
Which I
Um,
also loved, by the way, on Broadway.
it was so good. It
It was
was
so good. I
yeah.
did see an understudy for the lead female, but
Mm,
I still enjoyed it so much.
thank you, thank you.
Yeah.
It's just yeah, so meaningful for me and my yeah.
Hmm.
Oh, anyway, yeah, Jen Weber one day like, Jimmy, I'm doing my pre-pro for a show. Can you come in? And like, I was in there with a couple of dancers,
Hmm.
and we did everybody. And I think we did everybody, and we did two numbers together. I think it's Larger Than Life. Yeah, and Luke Shepard, our director, was there. So she
Hmm.
was like kind of like pre-proing, like, and then showing him this is the vibe of the show that I'm thinking.
Hmm.
So I did that, and then later on, they put the show on Lemon. I
Hmm.
was like, oh wow, so cool. They're doing it, and then I heard that is coming to Broadway. I was like, oof, I think. Well, actually, I was like, oh, that's cool. Yeah, and at that moment, I was gonna go with the K-pop Broadway.
Hmm.
I was, yeah, and I was like, I was in every process going forward
Hmm.
the K-pop Broadway, and Jen called me and like, you should just audition for this. You know, this is it. Okay. Oh well, I already booked K-pop, but I don't know. It's gonna overlap.
Yeah.
Um, and I went in and I got a. They were like, oh, we really like you. Like we wanna work with
Hmm.
you. And I was like, whoa, this is so cool. I'm double booked in my first.
Hmm.
What? But then I was like, but I'm doing K-pop, so I'm very like important show for me because like it's developing since 2017. I was all like in every process. But then I was like, well, if I understudy somebody, uh,
Hmm.
just like joking, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, what
come.
was your role in K-pop?
K-pop, I was playing Timmy X. It's one of the
Okay.
boy group, and he like you've seen K-pop. Everyone has parts,
Yeah.
and his part was like pretty good parts. He has like
Hmm.
pretty good parts in it. And then the fact that I was originating off Broadway, so that's kind of carried
Yeah.
into Broadway. I felt like, oh, I have to do this.
Hmm.
Um, and the fact that I speak Korean in the show, right? Because
Hmm.
back then it wasn't. They were trying to make it half Korean, half English.
Hmm.
But then 2017, I had worse accent than now. So they were like, what if Joomin just speak Korean? You know? And then they changed the character for me to like speaking just Korean. He became like just Korean speaking role,
Hmm.
and then it actually adds more drama to the both groups. So it's like it's
Yeah.
working both ways. So I was like, oh my god, this is great. Um, yeah. Anyway, and then like, and Juliet was like, okay, let's have music director section
Hmm.
session. And I went in for Francois, and they're like, oh, we want to offer you Francois as well as camp.
Hmm.
And I was like, oh my god, like that's something I never. Okay, and I had to decide. I wasn't gonna like go to Juliet, but then now I'm like, oof, that's actually I need to think about this, right? And what made me choose Juliet was um well, this is a great role, but then if I go to Juliet, play Francois, then I'll be first Korean native to play like not Asian role on Broadway. Like
Hmm.
it's been like Asians playing Asian roles on Broadway, but like it's changing, right? And then
Yeah.
I'll be the first native Korean to play non Asian role on Broadway. So it's like, oh, that's historical.
Yeah.
And if I do this, then I can open the door this to another Asian actor,
Yeah.
right? So I thought it was win-win.
Hmm.
So I chose Juliet and Team X, Josh.
Hmm.
Josh came to Team X, and he's now blooming. He's doing Axel Kitty, and he's like just blooming his career. And I was like, this is what I wanted, and he's like doing really well, and I'm doing this. I made my history, like yeah. So like that's why I chose Angela. And it's like sometimes life just brings you to so such an unexpected thing, and like you're
Hmm.
like, wow, I did this. You know,
Yeah.
like never in a million years I would play principal role on Broadway because like
Hmm.
that's something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Do you want to talk about your, like, you get the call, like, all right, it's happening. Francois,
yeah. Oh my
let's
God.
go. I think it was like about 3 years ago you made your principal debut,
Yeah,
right? And then
20.
you had Starkey Sands make this like
Yes, yes.
very famous speech of you saying 10 years ago, Joomin didn't even speak any English, and he just made his principal Broadway debut.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Thank God. So, thank God, meaning there was a Broadway Care week.
Oh yeah.
Thankfully,
Yeah.
it would have been just like, "Hi guys, bye,
I
yeah,
mean, listen, it's Stark Sands. From what I've heard about him with the cast in that show, he probably would have made the speech.
yeah, yeah, yeah." I think so too. He's such a caring person. Yeah, he's he's like it's like he was in Hollywood movies and he's totally
Hmm.
not Charlie. I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, I'm like starstruck. Anyway, um, yeah, and when I had a lot of um, anxiety going forward because of my insecurity about my accent, right? And we've been working on with the accent coach in the show, and it's not something that it changes like this, right?
Yeah.
Um, so like I was really excited, also like terrified.
Hmm.
What if like people hate me? You know, what if people say like, oh, I don't understand whatever. Like, I cannot understand his English. That's like that was my biggest fear. I would say. Um, yeah, I just did it. It was kind of blur. It was like I was like, oh, it's done.
Yeah.
Wow, I did it. Uh, um, yeah, it's kind of first one happened like that. I don't really remember what happened. Like I was like, I try to be engaged with the other actors and
Hmm.
like, as much as um, and then like being an understudy, you are not doing it with other people all the
Hmm.
time. You're kind of doing it with dance captains, and you have understudy rehearsals, but like it's not the full
Yeah.
company. Like it's kind of like it's not the full picture.
Hmm.
You kind of like imagine, okay, this is what it's gonna be. And then like
Hmm.
actually doing it, I was like, okay, this is what it is. But there's a gap in between, yeah, those, and I'm trying to like, okay, like next. Um, but after I done it, start, it was like, oh, actually today, I didn't know he's gonna do that.
Hmm.
Yeah, and I was like, yeah, it's just like, and I just immediately did like Korean bow.
Hmm.
That's like a biggest appreciation, like a gesture of appreciation. Like, it was like, oh, I'm getting emotional, but it was for the theater, but like it's just like for my parents, like all the people, like it's just like kind of like very symbolic gesture for me to like, oh my god, I did this.
Yeah.
Yeah, with like a big relief, like, and I was like down there, and like it feels like it's done. I've done it. Like it's yeah. And then his speech made me realize, like, wow, like I didn't even know the language, how to speak this language 10 years ago. And like I did work hard, I guess. Yeah, and like I'm here now, like okay, even though I don't know my future, nobody knows our
Yeah.
future, but this is something I can hold on to that as a evidence that I can I can just keep working hard, and then maybe 10 years later, something unexpected. I never thought it could happen.
Yeah.
Could happen, right?
Mhm.
So actually, that's one of the reasons that I wrote a book. It's like kind of opened that path
Mhm.
because we never know, right?
Yeah.
That's something I learned from that experience.
Yeah.
Wow, a lot can change
Yeah.
in 10 years. Yeah.
Well, we just, you just mentioned you never know what's going to happen in the future, but what is your hopes for Korean or Asian actors within the industry? What are your hopes that what happens?
Um. Well, mm, I wanna I wanna move forward to like leading men or like roles on Broadway.
Mm-hmm.
Also, like TV film world. I wanna expand my career more in TV film. But what I actually wanna do through them is how to I wanna figure out how I can get rid of the accents. Right?
Mm.
This is the journey towards that, right? Um, so later on, if younger generations come in here to try out Broadway, I can give them some tools to save time.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So it's my passion project
Mm-hmm.
to um, really break down to uh, get to the point that I can speak English with like without accent, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, and it's really fun. I'm like again, I told you like I'm reading books out loud every day,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like finding this thing and that thing. Like it's just like for me, that's such a pleasure. I think I love learning, and there's a huge joy for me about
Mm-hmm.
learning, finding something new from learning. That really, uh, yeah, it makes me so happy, and I'm like I love feeling growth. Right?
Yeah. What books are you reading out loud?
Right now, I'm reading my friend's book, Tobias. It's called Wrong Answer. So it's a novel. It's
Mm.
a beautiful book. Um, and at home, I'm reading I Am Gold. It's another novel. It's a sci-fi. Yeah.
Are
But
you
I'm
doing,
usually, oh, go ahead.
sorry, I was going to ask because you're reading books out loud. Do you find yourself like doing, like, I'm reading as a female, so I'm going to change my voice, or like doing different accents and voices when you're reading these books?
Sometimes I do that. Yeah, I
Yeah.
realize I'm doing that
Do you think that
sometimes.
helps with you learning English and you're perfecting, or not perfecting, but like getting rid of your accent more?
Yeah, I think it's like um, I told you this. Like I realized that you need to get out of trying to control so much,
Hmm.
right? It's like singing, right?
Yeah.
You have to let it go, and then things are happening. So like it's kind of helping me to. I was in my head like remove your consciousness,
Yeah.
just have fun with it, right?
Hmm.
And it's helping me to kind of do that, right?
Yeah.
You speaking like a grandpa's voice, this like female voice, just have fun with it, and then you kind of realize, oh wait, what just happened?
Yeah.
Like oh wait, there's something, yeah, something like that, and it's been really fun and helpful using that and reading books, and like also it's helping my acting as well, right? It's like
Hmm.
the acting basically you become another person.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, it's so fun. It's just so fun. So like also like a lot of people said it's nearly impossible to speak uh, native level English if you're learning the language later
Hmm.
after 14 years old. Um, And I I love to challenge myself to like prove whatever that people think is this is right and wrong.
Mhm.
I love to do those. So it's another my like passion project to like well I'll maybe that's right, but I have to break this wall anyway, right?
Mhm.
Otherwise I have to stop here. I don't know. I have to limit my dream. So I have to do this anyway. So I'm gonna just do this
Yeah,
and until I prove some people wrong.
yeah.
Um,
So you said
yeah.
you want to do a male lead. Do you have any other dream roles or projects other than what we spoke about that you would want to do?
Mm, uh, I would love to play Jekyll and Hyde because that was
You would love to what?
Jekyll, Dr. Jekyll and the Jekyll and Hyde.
Mm.
Um,
Well, listen, if it's still going on in Korea and you
yeah,
have,
it's
and
still
you're
good.
classically vocally trained, I don't see why that can't happen.
Yeah, maybe I'll audition. Also interesting that because Korea musical theater market is smaller,
Mm,
they're kind of heavily relying on like stars. So
mm.
it's kind of happening right now on Broadway.
Yeah, Carrie
Yeah.
Coon had that interview with, I
Mm,
think, like Sunday Morning, where she said, the reason I'm on Broadway right now is because I did The White Lotus.
mm,
And that deeply upsets me, but there's also truth behind that. I mean, she's a theater performer. Like she did, I don't remember how many years ago it was, but she did Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf on
mm.
Broadway
Okay.
with her husband Tracy Letts. And I think Elizabeth Marvel. No, not her. It was someone else, and I can't think of the name right now. And like some other guy, but there is that factor of certain shows you have to have a quote unquote name to sell it, you
Mm,
know?
yeah. Yeah. It's just like it's hard right now
Mhm.
because we have so many free entertainments out there.
Yeah.
Not all everything is free, but it's just like so many entertainments like
Hmm.
TikTok, Instagram, Netflix. Just like Broadway is like you have to pay $200, $150.
Yeah.
It's not
Don't even get
not
me
cheap.
started on theater pricing. The fact that like I saw proof and I'm not getting into it,
Okay, okay.
but my
Next
feelings.
time.
But pricing I can talk about. Theater pricing I can talk about. But the fact that they were charging like $99, I think, went no. I don't remember. It was like a ridiculous amount of money for like rear mezzanine seating. And it's a small theater. And and then I was looking for a certain day and it was like 155 for rear side mezzanine. I was like, that's fucking ridiculous.
That's
But over
yeah.
time, the pricing dropped and I got like rear side orchestra for 139, which is like still a lot, but that's normal compared,
Hmm.
And just
Yeah.
because there's names in the show, it's so hard for people. And there are certain shows, and I don't want to like say bad things about shows because I've seen the show twice already and it's wonderful. But I'm also like too old and tired and busy to like go out in the morning to do in-person rush. Put the rush online. Come
Yeah.
on.
Yeah. So everything's online now. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. This is yeah. It's yeah. Some tickets are like almost $1,000, and it's just like
Well, that whole thing that came out with Denzel Washington and Othello and like
yeah.
orchestra seats were $900. Like that's
It was
insane.
crazy. Yeah. And
That's
like you
insane.
bring your family, 4 people. That's
Yeah.
like and you have dinner. That's five
Yeah.
thousand dollars a night.
Yeah.
Like people,
Well,
there
not, I
people
just
are
want to
out there.
preface this by saying like not every show is like that, but
Right.
like
Right. Right.
it's
Right.
usually it's
Some
shows that have like a quote unquote big name
right.
is
Like that big of like
Mhm.
Hollywood.
Yeah, like Billy Crystal's coming to Broadway. I can only imagine how much money that show's going to be. I will say though, I did see Every Brilliant Thing with Daniel Radcliffe and I
Oh
got a
yeah.
seat for less than 100. So like that wasn't bad.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. Anyway, my. Yeah, but I'm actually I'm taking actors therapy class now
Hmm.
and trying to find my footing. That what can I offer I think that's the better question than what I want to be, right?
Hmm.
Because you need to know your strength. Um, so that's actually a question mark. But I back then I was like I wanted to play like Dear Evan Hansen. I wanted to play like Orpheus. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But then I feel like that's not really me.
Hmm.
So I'm like, this is my new journey, 2026, moving forward.
Hmm.
Like, who is leading man dreaming, right?
Yeah.
That's my passion project.
Yeah. So you'll come back on next year with your new
Yeah,
book,
yeah.
and then
We'll be
we
talking about
examine
it.
this question.
Yeah. But I would say when I asked this question, I would say my dream role is not hasn't written yet.
Yeah. Do you, aside from Billy Elliot, do you have any other going, like top going theater experiences?
I yeah, I mean I mean when I first got here, the first show I really wanted to watch was Lemmy's because Rami Karimbo. I
Mhm.
was always watching his YouTube video.
Mhm.
He was it was in the show. I was like, oh my god, I have to go see it. Yeah, he's just incredible. But what really hit me was Color Purple.
Mm,
I watched it 3 times.
yeah. Was
Three
this with
times.
the original cast or when Heather Headley took over, when Jennifer Holliday took over?
I saw all of them. I think Cynthia Erivo and then original was
Jennifer
who was the
Hudson
Jennifer Hudson
originated, and
and then
then
Heather
Heather Headley
Headley.
took over.
Yeah, I think I watched Heather Headley twice.
Yeah, my friend and I saw it when Heather Headley was in the show because I was like, we're going. And it was incredible.
So like, and also Aida is big in Korea. I don't know why.
That was my first introduction to her. Yeah, since
Yeah,
yeah.
Korean people love Adam Pascal and Heather Headley. She's like
Who doesn't love Adam Pascal?
right.
Thank you.
Yeah, and then Heather Headley is like a goddess of musical theater in Korea. I mean, she
Just
is
just not in Korea, just
everywhere.
anywhere.
Yeah, yeah.
Anywhere.
Um, it was the quality, like it's just like everyone is so talented. It's just like stacked cast,
Yeah.
right? And the sounds of it, like all the story, the direction, how
Mm,
simple but effective it was,
yeah.
and just like Cynthia has just killed it.
Yeah.
It's like the 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 level of craft she has, just like it was
Hmm.
mind blowing. I was
Yeah.
like, oh my god, yeah, yeah, and mm, there's so many shows. What else? But there's something. Why? I don't know why that hit me so hard. Yeah, something really spoke to me.
Listen, everybody, I mean, I have things that are different that hit me and affect me than other people. Like, I love the musical once. There are people out there who don't like it, and live your life. That's a you thing. But
Yeah,
everybody has their stuff.
yeah. Into the Woods was amazing.
Which
Uh,
production?
that
The
Broadway,
one, the Sarah Bareilles production?
Never.
Yeah.
Actually, I saw both of them. Yeah, Heather Headley was playing.
So they did it at City Center first, and
Yes.
Heather Headley played the witch, and then they brought it over to Broadway, and I think Bettina Miller took over.
Oh yes, yes, yes.
Yeah.
She was also amazing. But when Heather Headley did in City Center, she like oh I was like oh this is how you command the stage.
Yeah.
This is how you command the whole space.
Yeah.
It was incredible,
Yeah.
incredible.
She can just like stand there on stage, like reading a newspaper, and everybody would be like, what?
Yeah,
Just
yeah. I was like
opening up her
wow.
mouth. Just even
Yeah,
she's doing the promo, she's like, the Lion King. I was like, yes, Heather Headley, tell us about the Lion King. So,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
she's incredible. Okay, so we're going to do the Inside the Actor Studio questions. If you
Okay,
are willing and wanting to, I had this idea where you can answer in both English and Korean.
okay.
Would you want to do that?
Yeah.
Okay. So you can do like favorite like English thing and like favorite Korean thing, or you can say it in Korean if you want. Just for
Oh,
like
okay,
those listening who
okay,
speak Korean. I
Okay.
think this would be like a fun little thing. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Joomin. Did I say it correctly? I feel like I'm pronouncing your name
Yes,
wrong.
that's
Okay.
correct.
And we've been talking for so long, and I'm like, did I say it right? Okay. What is your favorite word?
My favorite word.
Hmm.
Mm, wow. It's definitely K-pop off Broadway.
That's your favorite word?
Word.
Yeah, your favorite word.
Word. I thought it's work. Okay,
Well,
word.
okay, so favorite work is K-pop off Broadway. Now, what is your favorite word?
Favorite. Wow, one word. Uh, uh, hmm, I really want to think about this.
Okay.
I have it in my head, but
I'm here. I have nothing after this. I'm just here.
mm, yeah, this became my favorite recently.
Hmm.
Um, I would say curiosity.
Curiosity.
Yeah,
And now, do you want to say it in Korean or do you want to say your favorite Korean word in Korean?
favorite Korean word. 한국말 단어. 음, 어, 제가 가장 좋아하는 한국 단어는 초심입니다. 초심.
Okay.
It
What is
means,
your, oh, okay. I was going to
it
leave
means,
it and like let it be ambiguous, but you
oh,
can
okay,
explain. Yeah,
let's
let
do
it be
that.
ambiguous to the people.
Yeah.
And then they can come out you at the stage door and be like, listen, I listened to the podcast and I don't know what this means. Does that work
I
for
like
you?
that. I
Yeah, a
like that.
little bit of mystery. Okay, what is your
Yeah.
least favorite word?
Mm, uh, least favorite word. Mm, yeah, it's like it's kind of like stuck in my head now. Destiny.
Okay, now in Korean.
한국말
Again, it could either be the same word in Korean or
음,
your least favorite Korean word.
내가 가장 싫어하는 한국말 재능.
What turns you on?
음, uh, intellectual stimulation.
What turns you off?
Uh, selfishness.
What is your favorite curse word?
Is let's fucking go curse word? No.
It could be a saying. There's no rules.
I love saying let's fucking go, but let me say, damn. That's what I'm always saying sometimes. Like, damn.
Okay, is there like I don't know this and is there a Korean curse word? Like different,
Yeah,
yeah, what's your
yeah.
favorite Korean curse word?
Korean curse. Uh, 씨발. Yeah.
Okay, so you'll have to tell me what that means later because we're going to keep it like ambiguous for everyone listening. What sound or noise do you love?
What sound of noise?
What sound or noise do you love?
Ah,
Yes.
mm, I really miss when you're in when I was in school and I'm practicing. You hear a bunch of other people playing instruments, singing, whatever that is,
Mm.
and it's kind of loud. and you're like it's almost like right before the symphony starts, you
Mm.
hear
Yeah, when
you
they're
hear the
warming
music,
up.
right?
Yeah.
Like there's something about that. I don't know that it's just like so live. Like there's so much life in there, you know. And it's like makes me I don't know. It's like it just excites me that like
Well, when you open up your performing arts school, you'll get to
yes
hear that sound again.
yes.
What sound or noise do you hate?
Just sirens, ambulance. And, I mean, I know that
Yeah.
they are an emergency, but when the car is going right next to you, you're like this the
Yeah.
the level of sound
Yeah.
to your ear is like, oh my God, yeah.
Yeah. What profession other than yours would you like to attempt?
I'm actually very curious about becoming a writer. Yeah.
What profession would you not like to do?
Mm, like private equity or like Wall Street Center. I like Wall Street
Yeah.
traders,
Financial.
financials. I
Yeah.
mean, I've huge
Finance.
respect for them, but I feel like when you're in the world,
Hmm.
it's hard not to measure everything by
Yeah.
numbers and money, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
Because you're so attached to that world.
Okay, this is the last question. If heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say when you arrive at the pearly gates?
Wait, so that means when I'm seeing God,
If heaven exists,
yeah.
what would you like to hear God say when you arrive at the pearly gates? He
So
has
you mean that
asked,
I'm going to heaven?
yes, but he
Ah,
also has like framed this for people who like don't believe in God, and I don't remember how he would. But what would you like to hear, whomever, wherever you end up in the world or in whatever happens? What would you
hmm.
like to hear when you arrive there?
Uh, hmm. But personally, I don't believe in God.
So, wherever you
But
end up, what would you like to hear someone say to you?
um, I want to hear like, did you have fun?
It's great. And then he would
Yeah,
say, "Here are your students." And then he
yeah.
would do a Q&A with everyone.
And I'd be like, yeah,
Yeah.
it was a nice picnic. Yeah.
Well, Jimin, this was so lovely chatting with you.
Thank you. It's like talking, we talked 2.5 hours. Like,
I know.
yeah, it's
And
just
this
so
hasn't
fun
even
to.
been my longest podcast.
Wow.
I know. Time flies when you have a good time, but you can stay on once I'm done recording. But everyone listening, please go see Jumin and Juliet. Maybe you'll be lucky and see him go on as Francois one of these
Oh
days.
yeah.
Right?
Thank
Most
you. Thank you.
importantly, though, please make sure to go on Amazon and get his book, The Rule of Five Journal,
Yes.
and just start your journaling process. And if anybody wants to work with you as your vocal coach, like how would
Oh,
someone go about wanting to work with you and how would they get in touch?
um, you can find my website,
Mhm.
joominhwang.com, and you can
And just reach out
communicate
there
with me. Yeah. Or there's an Instagram account called Broadway 2, Broadway number 2,
in the letter
and
U.
letter U.
Mhm.
Yeah. Right? Yes.
It's okay. I don't even remember my Instagram
Yeah.
handle for the podcast most of the time. And I'm like, it's there. Just type in
Yeah.
theater enthusiast, theater with an ER, you'll find it.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's where you can reach out to me.
That's great.
I would
Well,
love to work on young artists and
what type of artist? I'm sorry.
especially dancers.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think I can help them better.
Great. Well, thank you so much for coming on. It was a delight
Yes.
chatting with you. And
Thank
everyone,
you.
yeah, please make sure to get Jumin's book, First of Many.
First of many, yeah. That's my plan, but we'll see.
All right. Thanks, everyone. Oop.